there is an interesting Greek myth about a Greek god Apollo and Cassandra. Perhaps you have no idea who Apollo or Cassandra were. Now, according to the myth, Cassandra was one of the princesses of Troy, and she was stunningly beautiful. Most versions say that Cassandra was a priestess in the temple of the Greek god Apollo. And as fate would have it, when Apollo saw Cassandra, he fell madly in love with her and wanted her for himself. Now, according to the myth, Apollo offered Cassandra the gift of prophecy in exchange for her love. However, Cassandra spurned Apollo's advances and vowed to live a chaste life. This decision did not go well with Apollo, and he chose to give her the curse of never having her prophecies be believed. This gift of prophecy, with the curse, brought frustration and despair to her. It caused her great suffering as she tried to warn her family and fellow Trojans of the impending dangers that would lead to the fall of Troy, but no one listened to her. Cassandra had the gift of prophecy and was able to see the impending doom of Troy, but her warnings were ignored by her family and fellow Trojans. She struggled to convince those around her of the impending disasters, and when Trojans found the big wooden horse outside the gates of their city, Cassandra told them that the Greeks will destroy them if they bring the horse in the city. No one in Troy believed her, and the horse was admitted in the city with the tragic downfall of the city. Friends, simply having access to information or knowledge is not enough to persuade others. Cassandra had the ability to see the future with great accuracy, but her curse meant that she was unable to persuade anyone to believe her predictions. To be persuasive, it is important not only to have the facts on your side, but also to understand the psychology of persuasion. This involves understanding the needs, desires, and motivation of your audience and tailoring your message accordingly. It also involves building credibility and trust with your audience so that they are more likely to believe what you have to say. The Cassandra curse occurs when a valid warning is disbelieved, dismissed, or disregarded. In some ways, we all suffer from a Cassandra curse to some extent and can manifest in various ways in our homes, at our workplaces, and society. This could be due to lack of trust, skepticism, or simply not working to face the reality of the situation. It is important to remember that while the Cassandra curse may present challenges, it is still possible to be persuasive and effect change. By building credibility and trust with our audiences, communicating effectively, and understanding the psychology of persuasion, we can increase the chances that others will listen to and act to our ideas. Friends, persuasion is the ultimate skill for creating a change. Whether we are convincing our family members or children at home, or colleagues at work to adopt a new strategy, or community at large, we need to attempt to bring others around to our point of view. So how do we become more persuasive? What tools and techniques can we draw upon? Luckily, the work of the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle is a source of inspiration. Even though Aristotle lived centuries ago, the Greek philosopher wrote about the art of persuasion over 2000 years ago in his work titled Rhetorics. In this work, he identified three key modes of persuasion: ethos, pathos, and logos. And the three modes of persuasion will help you get your audience from where they are to where you want them to be. Ethos refers to the credibility and authority of the speaker. Now, according to Aristotle, the audience is more likely to be persuaded if they perceive the speaker as trustworthy, knowledgeable, and of good character. This is why building credibility and trust with the audience is such an important part of effective persuasion. Pathos refers to the emotional appeal to the speaker's message. Aristotle believed that people are more likely to be persuaded if they feel an emotional connection to the message. This is why effective persuasion often involves tapping into the audience's emotions, whether it's through the use of stories, metaphors, or other forms of vivid language. And finally, logos refers to the logical appeal of the speaker's message. This involves presenting evidence, facts, arguments in a very clear and logical way. According to Aristotle, people are more likely to be persuaded if the message is presented in a very logical and rational manner. Overall, Aristotle's ideas about persuasion through ethos, pathos, and logos remain influential today and are still widely studied and are applied in the fields such as public speaking, advertising, and politics. Friends, the next time you are about to fight for an issue that's important to you, remember the lessons from Aristotle. The start point is ethos. Prove and show your credibility, that you are the person worth listening to and worth believing in. Then focus your arguments on the pathos by appealing to the emotions of either anger, fear, shame, kindness, or pity. And then finally focus on logos by appealing to their sense of reason, to providing irrefutable facts and data that support your argument. The key to effective persuasion is understanding your audience and then tailoring your message to their needs, desires, and motivations. By using ethos, pathos, and logos in a very strategic and thoughtful way, you can increase your chances that your message will be heard, understood, and acted upon.